Good morning. Story time. This is a story. It's a good one. Um, I pray everybody's all right. Everybody's well. Um, this is a good story. Every time I've told it, people swear I'm exaggerating, but my daughter found out at the Magic City Classic when somebody that was involved in the story was telling it that it was true. She thought I was exaggerating for years. But anyway, this story is this is my last year in college. I was one of those folks that I went to college and for three different times I had to come out. First time because I was pussyfooting around and I didn't have money for books, and so I was doing the best I could with what I had. Um, like I said, and also, let's be clear, I was partying. And then second time, my big mama had to have the majority of her stomach removed because she had ulcers and there was nobody to take care of her. So I had to withdraw from school. The third time, excuse me, my mom had an injury that pretty much left her on disability for about, I think, 4 to 6 months or something like that. She was disabled for like 4 to 6 months. So anyway, but this was my one of the years that I had gone back to school, and I had to pay for school on my own. I had a boyfriend, and he had cheated on me. I was a girl who didn't have a boyfriend until I went to school. Officially, I mean a real boyfriend that you actually went places and did things with. Um, and he had cheated on me, so I was going through some heartbreak. And I worked at this place called, it was a truck stop, basically. And it was a bunch of us, a bunch of college students, a bunch of people in general. Some people were actually on work release and things of that nature that worked there. So I had gone through my, know, some crying and all of that because, like, this was my first love. This was my first boyfriend, and he cheated and got a girl pregnant. Okay, so I think I was coming to work. Yeah, I was coming to work, and my girlfriend Fossey was getting off of work. I think she was. I'm not sure. But one of the maintenance guys named Fred had invited us all to him and his brother's social savings club function that was at a place called the Crystal Palace. So Foster came over. She was like, "Hey, chick." She said, "You going to the thing?" I was like, "What thing? What are you talking about?" And then she called Fred over and he explained all of that to me. And so I asked another one of our girlfriends that worked there, her name is June, asked June, "Hey, um, Fred and them are having this thing." I said, "You want to go?" And she was like, "Yeah." So also, when I got to work, I worked mostly in the kiosk. That's basically where you get your gas. So I called one of my girlfriends later, and I was like, "Hey, want to go to this thing?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So this was, I'm sure it was probably Saturday night. Anyway, whatever night it was. So we went, and all of us was cute. Um, we were getting off of work, I think around 11 something. Yeah, because it was a around the clock type place, and I think I worked 3 to 11, and so everybody came over to my house except for Fossey. We went to go pick her up. Everybody was looking real cute. I can't remember what Shalonda had on, but I can remember because it was so sharp. I mean, June had on this denim outfit. It was like a denim double-breasted dress, and she had on denim high heel shoes. You know what the shoes were like back in the day? Like the girls used to wear them high heel shoes on Soul Train, and that's what she had on. And I remember because it was during that time, um, I had fell in love with color before. I was kind of muted a little bit, not muted, but I didn't wear a bunch of what a lot of people say was eccentric type stuff. But this particular time, I had decided I had gone to this shop called The Crate, and this little boutique that was in Montgomery at the time. I had bought this outfit where the top was, it was like a green, a pretty, it wasn't forest green, it was like, I want to say it was like a Kelly green, and it had polka dots. I've always loved polka dots. But the polka dots on the top were small, and the polka dots on the bottom part, it was like a kulak or a gaucho type outfit. Polka dots on the pants part were big. And, back then, Lord, I think about how I used to really be so kind of critical, and I guess about my size, and a lot of people, not so much me, but I would listen to some of that foolishness that other people would say about my size because I was a big girl. Back then, I took a scarf and made it into a belt around my waist. Okay, so that's what I had on. June had on like I said, the denim outfit. I can't remember what Shalonda had on, or Fossey, but Fossey I know for the most part was that girl. We used to call her the ultimate woman because she was a little bitty thing that guys like. She was curvy, and she used to dress like a Soul Train dancer. So more than likely she had on something like that, one of those bodycon type of dresses. But anyway, and with probably with the high heel shoes anyway. So we all getting together at Miss Avery's, which was the place that I stayed. It was uh, she boarded college students, and at the time, I think I was the only one that she had. But anyway, so we got ready, and we was, checking everybody. That was one of the things that I loved about my friends. We told each other about the truth about how your hair, your makeup, your clothes, everything. We weren't haters or anything, but we told each other the truth. It's like, okay, that lipstick don't go, or what, but anyway, so uh, one day I'm gonna learn how to tell a story and not be so long-winded. But anyway, so we go get Fossey, and Fossey has twin sisters, and so we were playing around with them a little bit and all of this. So by the time we got to the actual club, it was probably after 12. Excuse me. It was probably after 12 when we got there. So we got to the club, and oh, I forgot to say, because Fred wanted to make sure. He's like, "You coming, right?" When we were at work, and I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "So what y'all gonna have?" and he told us what he was gonna, what they were gonna have is like all you can eat kind of situation, and they pretty much had beer and hard liquor. And I was like, oh, and he's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't drink hard liquor. And he was like, you drink beer? I'm like, no, I don't drink beer. And he said, well, what you drink? I said, I drink, fruity stuff, like strawberry daiquiris and blue Hawaiians and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, okay. He said, well, I'm gonna have what you want. Just tell me that you're coming. So I was like, okay. And so when I got there, he had a blender. He was making strawberry daiquiris, and they were so good. They were only in small cups like this size or whatever, the kind of cups. And they were frozen. He had his blender. I mean, kudos to Fred. I can't even remember Fred's last name. Anyway, so, he said, hey, so when we walked in the door, his brother and him was like, hey, giving us all hugs and stuff. And Fred was like, hey, I got you. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And they had reserved the table for us. They made us feel like, VIPs and stuff. This place is in the middle of nowhere. It took us forever to find a parking spot because there was really not parking lots. It's hilly, and the Crystal Palace sits up high up on this hill. And so, we got on our little cute stuff and everything. We having to, be like Jack and Jill up the hill. So after, like I said, after we got up there and everything, I felt real good about the fact that he had, made us feel so special. So we're sitting there, and then this dude brought out food. I mean, the fish and French fries and chicken wings, slaw. I don't really eat slaw, but he brought out slaw and regular white bread. That was a cool situation. I forgot how much we had to pay back then. I can't remember. But anyway, so we sitting there, me and my girlfriends looking cute and everything, and we looking around. Oh, there's some nice looking young man around here. Is I forget who said that. It's probably Shalonda. It probably was Shalonda and Fawcett talking about the men and everything. But anyway, because like I said, I was heartbroken. I hadn't broken up with my boyfriend. I was trying to make a decision about what to do about the situation. But and June had a boyfriend that, at the time he had he was away. And so we were just, we were just some girls out, enjoying each other's company, having fun. So we noticed, we sitting around and everything, the music bumping. I mean, the music, everything was just, for a club out there in Wetumpka. That's where it was, Wetumpka. They had it going on. Everything was cool. The food, the food was good. It's like, who back there cooking? Me and my girlfriends, we kind, we gonna give credit, what credit's due type. So it's like, hey, tell him to come on out. And we're like, hey, you did that. Boom, boom, boom. And shoot, honey, it was like, we told him, he's like, ooh, where your mama at? We need to slap her. We need to slap her. What about you? We need to slap you. You did that. Anyway, so after us all eating and everything, we sitting up there, and so Fred comes over, or his brother, one of them came over, and they was like, well, how y'all doing? And I remember Shalonda said, well, I don't know what's going on. I mean, you got all these dudes and everything, and ain't nobody asking us to dance. And Fosse chimes in and said, and we know we look good. So, what's the problem? And so who I can't remember which guy it was, but anyway, they was like, well, okay, so let me check and see what's going on, you know. So I guess he told his friends, like I said, it was a social savings club function. So he told his friends, I guess, and then guys started coming over to the table and asking us to dance. And so we were dancing, having a good time and everything. So after, we had ate and drank, and I'm not a drinker, y'all. So I had a strawberry daiquiri, the first one. Like I said, they had small cups, the first one. Ooh, it was so good. Then I had another one. I had about 4, and I'm not a drinker. Usually when I have a drink, if I went to the club or whatever, I'd have that one drink there they require you to have. So I had about 4. So and I didn't feel nothing, so I thought. But anyway, so we get ready to leave the club and everything, and we get to my car, and my car is stuck in the sand. And I had a little bucket seat car. Why I can't remember what kind of car it was, but anyway, it's something that doesn't exist, and I think they only brought it out maybe 2 years or something like that. But anyway, so we were like, man, what we gonna do? And June and Shalonda said, look, we gonna go get some of them big corn shucking men that's up there in the club and see if they can help us. So me and Fossey stayed by the car, and Shalonda and June went up to get some help. So while they were gone, we just standing there, talking. And then all of a sudden, Fossey said, hey, a bunch of people headed our way. You know these people? And I said, no, I thought maybe you knew them. She's like, no. So I had my keys in my hand. And so I put my keys through my fingers because I didn't know what was going to go down. Threaded them through my fingers, and kind of balled up my fists around the remaining keys. And so this girl says to me, hey, you hit my car. I said, I didn't hit your car. And she said, well, my cousin said, you hit my car. Now, mind you, it's about 6, 7 girls and 1 guy. And the guy was the cousin. And I looked at cousin, and I said, well, your cousin a lie, because I didn't hit your car. When I think about it, I was talking crazy to a bunch of folks, and it wasn't but 2 of us. But I think that might have been some of the alcohol. But anyway, so cuz said, the boy said, yeah, I saw you hit my cousin car when you came in. I said, when? And he said, you came in around 11 o'clock. I said, see, you a lie. As a matter of fact, we didn't get off of work till 11. I said, so we came here after 12 o'clock. So I said, cuz, you ought to be ashamed. I said, I looked at the girl, and she looked at him, and so they walked off. And so by that time, Shalonda and June were coming back with the guys. It's about 6 or 8 of them. And they asked, they was like, what's going on? I said, girl, we have to tell you, girl, they were trying to fight us. Looked like they were finna try to fight us. And they was like, what? So the guys that we have been dancing with and everything, they looked at the car, and they literally picked it up out of the sand. I mean, when I tell you, and us as girls, we was like, oh, we were so impressed. They, never seen nobody pick up a car before, but these guys had literally picked my car up out of the sand and sat it on the road. And we was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the guys was like, hey, we can't get no hugs. And so we was hugging all of them, you know. I think each one of them got a hug from each one of us and everything. And so then we got in the car, and soon we're on our way. And the conversation in the car was crazy. We was talking, we was laughing about, you know, everything that had gone down. And then out of the blue, Fossey says to me, she said, hey, chick, she said, I want to ask you, what was you finna do with them keys? I said, hey, if I was going to have to explain what happened to me, they were going to have to explain what happened to them. So, and that's the end of my story. Y'all be blessed. Give God the glory in everything that you do, in Him and in His word. Y'all be blessed. Love you. Bye-bye.